how Matt Gray built a multi-million community-driven brand without relying on any ad. So if you guys don't know who Matt Gray is, he's a ex-tech entrepreneur turned into personal brand developer and business builder, essentially. And if you don't know kind of what he's about, he has over 250k followers, the combining of just Twitter, LinkedIn, and his newsletter. That's not even taking into consideration what his Instagram and YouTube are together. He's got over, I think, maybe 1 million followers on Instagram now, and I think we've got on YouTube. I'm not sure. But yeah, this guy is a absolute powerhouse when it comes to having your system spot on. And if you guys want to know how his systems work and his frameworks work, with a $7 million business, I'm not saying that right, a 7-figure business. Sorry, it's late. I will be showing you guys that and how he uses the systems and capitalizes on the two platforms mainly of Instagram and YouTube. And yeah, let's get into it. So, the two platforms he mainly uses for his Founder OS, which is his business or community, paid community, which he uses to basically help founders, entrepreneurs, coaches, creators build their own personal brands and teaches them how to really capitalize on using these social medias as like marketing machines, which obviously is all free. You don't need ads for it. And he kind of just goes into his own wins and how he grew his business to what it is today, which is a multi-million, 7-figure business that has used 0 ads, which is insane. So yeah, I'll get into it. So kind of his main systems are, I'll just give you a brief breakdown of it. Use Instagram and YouTube to build a trusted audience. And with that audience, he directs into his lander or funnel and gets them to book a call and join his community. And that is the main gist of it. And he uses loads of different techniques and parts to this system that really makes it as great as it is. And I'll get into the gist of it essentially. So with Instagram, he uses kind of like 3 main things, which are value-driven content, DM automations, and custom lead magnets, or lead magnets with constant call to actions. So the value-driven content, it builds trust with audience, uses relatable frameworks, stories, and wins. He's constantly posting free information. If you go on his Instagram, you kind of see like the same sort of system and layout. I think he posts like one reel with some sort of storytelling and visuals, an Instagram carousel, which has a bunch of like free value on, and like a sort of like a tweeting Twitter styled carousel as well, just speech or some sort of relevant information to do with the information he's posting, which is obviously to do with brands and, building businesses. Anyway, with those lead magnets, constant call to actions. So on his post, he'll be putting something like comment strategy or DM strategy, and I'll send you this over. And obviously you don't say this, but all you got to do is give me your email, give me your name. He wants your information because, I'll get into it later, he knows how to capitalize on that. And obviously he uses the DM automations because it kind of filters out the low intent followers which he has. And he uses platforms like ManyChat, IG Keywords, High Level, many other just different automated tools that you guys can use for it. So, with this being said, he uses the Instagram to almost like guide his followers and potential leads on a cushion with bubble wrap around them so they feel super safe going into their funnel. He also directs them people to their YouTube. And with the YouTube, he posts educational long form, evergreen discoverability, builds a deep trust with high intent audience because low intent followers and low intent audiences are not going to be able to sit through like a 20-30 minute YouTube video on how you can structure your Instagram page to make it the most profitable possible. Like they're not. It's going to be the people who are invested, who are like serious about this. And yeah, the format builds authority. And with each video, he has a clear call to action to his funnel, which drives to the quiz or community. It's the same with every video, same with every post, it all redirects into Founder OS. Every video has a link in its description, or a pinned comment. And with the educational long form videos, they are just filled with like clips repurposed for shorts. So he films one long form video, and with that, he gets about 5 B-roll videos on Instagram, 5 YouTube Shorts and TikToks and Instagram. I think I actually use TikTok. I'm not actually sure about that. I said that, but you could use TikTok. For the two separate types of audiences, the low intent, which may potentially become high intent, and high intent, which are already, almost there to going down this pipeline. And I'll get to that in a second. So obviously they have the video link. The video has a link in the description to the Founder OS, and the Instagram is constantly leading people to give them the email and information through lead magnets, through DM automations, into his newsletter or straight into a call. And most of the time it's newsletter, because when you're kind of going down this journey, you don't just see someone, look at their page for about 1 minute, click on their link in their bio, and you're clicking book a call. It's a bit of a journey. You may follow that person, you may look at a YouTube video, you may wait a week, look at an Instagram post, see what they're saying. You kind of you're building that trust with that person, kind of going down the line. You may sign to a newsletter, which is the highest converting kind of like tool you can use for this sort of stuff. It's amazing. So with the newsletter stuff, this all directs mainly towards, newsletter, you're giving free information. It's like sign to his newsletter and you will receive like a 4-bit, 5-bit sort of part sequence email, which is kind of giving you a bunch of free information. But with that, and I'll show you, clearly here, once you sign up, you get a, another YouTube video kind of telling you like, hey, you can trust me. I am your best friend. I'm going to help you out. Anyway, so like obviously you're given the sort of like first part of the 4-part sequence emails, and with this you can see here what everything that's underlined, everything that pops out of you first. You can find a YouTube video version of this lesson on my YouTube channel. Call to action. Look at his YouTube. You can subscribe to his YouTube. Call to action again. I began sharing my systems on X and LinkedIn. I was sharing systems on X and LinkedIn. Let me go look at that. Maybe jump in my follow. Credibility. 356,000 followers on X, 740,000 followers on LinkedIn, and grew my newsletter to 68,000 subscribers in just 1 year. Anyway, so, and then with this, here's a bit of framework you can use. What are you that you're great at? What do you love to do? What are you paid for? Simple exercise can give you a bit of information of like what sort of stuff you can use, what sort of mind frames to get into in order to help customize on your personal brand. Okay, and there's also another thing that's underlined. You can skip ahead and apply and see if we can help. Again, this is to his lander funnel. Everything here is to really package you up, the follower, the leads, the potential client, in like a cushion, poked by clouds with warm sunshine on, getting strokes or head scratched along the way. You are feeling extremely safe and protected along this journey, along this digital journey, to booking a call with them and giving them money. Essentially, that's what it is. That is what it is, broken down. So yeah, here's a lander. Everything directs to this. And your future belongs to founders who build systems, personal brands. Watch how the top 1% are creating leverage without sacrificing their freedom. Again, more free value. You're going to be thinking, okay, this guy's giving out so much free stuff, which is amazing. I wonder what it looks like to actually work with him and be a part of this community and the information that he gives out. Because I bet it's a lot better than this. And this is great already. So, again, clearly highlighted, apply now. When you're ready to level your online business, and get started. So again, kind of walk through a little type form survey, quiz, interaction sort of thing. It makes it feel more interactive. You want to do it more, and it's very appealing to you and simple. You can go down that process, talk a bit about your business, like where you're at, what having more leads could do to your business, or what at least more conversion because you are doing this whole process, and then you get led to booking a call. So here you go, book now. Again, no testimonial. Founder OS is top notch. And again, it's more trust. I really trust this person. Anyway, so yeah, obviously when you book a call, again, a video, how to prepare, then you're going to be feeling nice prepared. Get a instant confirmation email and kind of, a breakdown of what exactly you're going to be doing, what you're expecting, why it matters, a few important notes, and yeah, you get the breakdown of exactly what you have for the call. So 15 minutes. And the whole point of this, of everything together, is that when you get to this point here, you have gone through all of these and you have a bunch of free information that is already given out. So you feel like you know what you're talking about going to this call, and you know already what it is you're going to be expecting, and you're invested at that point already because you put a lot of time in. Because time is currency, and yeah, you feel ready to kind of be involved in this community and be a part of it. So the whole journey of doing all of this and being led into this part here, where you're going to be getting on board and you're going to be jumping on a call where someone's going to be signing you up to their community, it's all planned, and it's the whole process to it. It's really smart. And this, of course, links back into this founder S, which comes out to how he built a multi-million community-driven brand without running ads. Because he pairs up the two socials in particular. Obviously, he has LinkedIn, X, those sorts of things, and he just keeps on reusing the system. He's perfected it over the years, and that's essentially all he needs to do. So yeah, that is essentially the process of Founder OS and how Mike Gray built his brand. And yeah, so I hope you guys have learned some sort of information from that. And I'm going to drop a little incentive here as well. I'll leave a link in the description to my website as well, because if you guys are also wanting some sort of process like this, we happen to do that. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a link in the description, and it's a really super, super simple way. May or may not be very similar to Matt Gray's process, but it's not. If it's so great, you will of course copy it. Just can't blame me for that. So yeah, if you guys are also wanting this sort of system and you found it really useful just knowing this sort of process, and you're kind of thinking, I don't have time to do this myself, I'd really like someone else to be able to do this for them. We do this ourselves. There'll be a link in the description if you're watching on YouTube, and just click on that and kind of go through the process of filling out a quiz, booking a call, getting a confirmation email, turn on to the newsletter, put it on, subscribe to the socials, that'd be nice. May or may not look very similar to Matt Gray's process, which of course we would do because this process is amazing. And every business should have this. It is the really most perfect way you can refuel into your business and constantly propel it, without having to pay for ads. So yeah, if you guys want to have this system for yourself, please book a call. There'll be a link in the description. And I hope I see you guys on a Zoom call or Google Meets, or just watching the videos. That'd be great. Anyway, thank you.